Hello, my name is Becky Rogers with Families Mentoring Families, and I think that everyone that knows me in Facebook land has been hearing a lot about the Family Restoration Center lately. And even with that, I've had some people reach out and ask us some really good questions about what the Family Restoration Center is and what it's about. And even though we posted some about it, I thought I would take an opportunity to go a little bit deeper into more detail about the Family Restoration Center project and also about our organization of Families Mentoring Families. So the first question that we have received is about what does the center do? So I just want to give you a little bit of background. This idea actually began a year and a half ago or so with the idea of being a rescue center for women and children coming out of crisis or out of trauma. And while it can still serve that purpose when the need arises, the thing that we have found over the last year or so is that there are many children in children's homes that actually have parents. And, you know, a lot of times they're called orphanages, they're called orphans, but the truth is they're not really orphans. Many of them have parents who are unable to take care of them. It's a widespread situation that we see here in Ghana where we live. So, and the trouble with that is that once children go to the children's home, no one works with the parents to recover those children ever. They're just sort of lost to the parents. They don't really have any hope of getting them back because there aren't really any resources of people able to work with them to help them. And that is one of the things that breaks my heart when I see children who should be with their families and because of economical circumstances, many times that's not a feasible option for them unless someone can help them to have more opportunities to further their education, to further their businesses, their careers, so that they can provide a living for their own families, okay? So, but at Families Mentoring Families, we do believe that if the family is healthy, if the family's healthy and it's a safe place for the children will do better with their parents than in a foster system or, which they don't really even have here. It's just a children's home. They send them to an orphanage. So, so like I said, once they're in the care of the government, most parents just let go of that option of being able to get them back. And so over the last year, we've been working with some families to be able to take back the care of their own children. So that looks like doing some business training, self-reliance work, looking at the family situations. Every family is different. So this isn't a one program fits all kind of situation. It's very unique to the family. We have to be able to assess the needs individually and to be able to see what those are. And I'll go into that a little bit more in a second. But what we have found is it's quite a process. It's not an overnight thing. It's very involved. It takes a lot of work. And it's not it doesn't happen overnight, okay? So when we are working with a family with the end goal of being reunited with their children, the trick to that is because it's a process, they're separated from each other during that process. So we had the idea and the thought that as long as we're all going through this process together, the children and their parents might as well be together through it. So you can kind of think of it like, I guess if we're going to call it a children's home where their parents are there, okay? So we're working with the children and we're working with the parents in order to bring that family back together and strengthen them so that they can be self-reliant and live successfully on their own. So the other thing that we find is that a lot of times these families have been separated for some time. And even because of their difficult circumstances that brought them to the situation where they're separate, they have a lot of challenges, okay? That would make sense, right? They have a lot of challenges. And so this isn't the situation where you can just say, we're going to do a microloan for this family and set them up in a business and say, good luck with that. What we find in talking with other people who, personally in our own experience, what we find, but also confirmed talking with other people in also this line of work is that they really need a controlled community for a period of time where they can learn how to be a family again. So for example, one family we've been working with, they have been separated for 10 years. So in bringing those children back with that mother, they really, they need a safe place and a controlled community where they can learn how to be a family again before they just, go out into the regular world and have to make sense with a new lifestyle of being able to be self-reliant and being able to work in their business and pursue their education at the same time. Also being able to have the children progress in their education and not just taking them out of their education so that they can go to work to support the family, which is a really typical scenario that we see here. So being able to have that all work out is complicated. And so we find that a beautiful solution is the Family Restoration Center, where they can come for a period of time and be in that safe space and be in that place where they can learn to be together, but also to support themselves at the same time.